Come on this way.
The nation's top transit official, FTA Administrator Peter Rogoff, toured BART's Hayward maintenance facility with Congressman Pete Stark, Congresswoman Barbara Lee, BART board members, and General Manager Grace Kronikan to see how BART workers keep a system that is 40 years old up and running.
It's important to remember that the year that BART opened its doors was the same year that Richard Nixon made his historic trip to China. And at that time, the price of gasoline was 36 cents a gallon.
This is the oldest rail fleet in the nation. It's American ingenuity from these workers that keep the system running every day. Examples: 70 trains have been updated with auxiliary power systems that can go 2.5 years without breaking down. But 80 trains still have outdated power systems that break down every other week. There's no money to replace them.
I can actually have a part change in this car back into service within 3 hours.
What does this take?
This one, it could take days just troubleshooting this one. This one, it depends on what the fault is and if we even have the parts.
And they're keeping them running because of the preventative maintenance program.
The majority of over 50% of our breakers were installed in the 1970s in this old GE version. These breakers are cycled daily. This breakers is cycled over 14,000 times and it was only designed for 1,000 cycles.
If I can get everyone to pause for a moment and look at the car going this way, this is what a 40-year-old vehicle looks like. We're replacing the carpet. If you look at the carpet, it's worn and it's very hard to maintain because we have to shampoo them.
2 cars a week are being refurbished, with no more than 4 cars in the project at one time. Any more would jeopardize daily operations because the fleet is so stretched.
We have to have at least 86% of our fleet in service every day. So we cannot afford to have any more than 5 cars out of service.
By the time these original cars get replaced, a majority of them will be over 50 years old. And as you know, Administrator, the FTA guideline is 25 years out of a rail car.
In terms of your creativity and ingenuity and how you have been able to really maintain this 40-year-old system. Set the standard, I think, in an unbelievable way as a national model. But yes, we must invest in not only maintenance, but in terms of making sure that we have the new technology.
We currently have an estimated backlog of some $80 billion nationwide in terms of major maintenance that needs to get done. Those amounts exceed $4.4 billion right here in the Bay Area.
See more about BART's budget challenges at bart.gov/cuts. BART has lost $100 million in state transit funding over the last 5 years. And now, in Congress, all transportation funding is stalled in the House. Congressman Pete Stark says it's partisan politics gridlock.
As everything has been stuck, the Republicans won't let us pass anything in the House for which the president could take credit.
BART has a 95% on-time record for 110 million passengers a year.
As we move on and we're trying to continue to provide that speed and reliability, these cars can't last forever. And I tell you, this crew that's here today has done a great job of stringing these things together and finding new ways to keep them going. And Congressman Lee mentioned the creativity that's been done. But what we have to do is we have to buy some new cars.
In Hayward, Mark Jones, BART TV.